Good day, Sunderta here. Thanks for opening the video. So this little video is to dive deeper into what we're doing next weekend in Pattaya in this community retreat program, and I'd like to answer some of your questions. So we are going to be a small group. This is a small group event, and some of you are very new either to yoga or to Kundalini yoga. Some of you are more experienced practitioners, but we can all work together and you can all benefit and really enjoy this little program, okay? So let's go through some of these questions together. So one of the questions is, what exactly is Kundalini yoga? It's a good question. So let's first answer, what is yoga? You know, sometimes we look at the outside and if you've seen yoga advertisements or classes, or maybe you've done a class, you move with all these postures and things, movements, breath, you're on a mat, right? Yes, that's yoga, but the word yoga, what are we really trying to do? The word yoga means to connect, to yoke, to connect. And what are we connecting? We're connecting within ourselves. We're starting to realize ourselves and connect ourselves within ourselves. We're also connecting with others. We're connecting with nature. We're connecting with the universe. We're connecting with these other outer parts of ourselves. So it's this idea of connection. And when you get into connection, that's about oneness. Oneness. When things are connected and in harmony, then we get into an idea of oneness. So for me, I relate to this idea of yoga as oneness, if that's helpful for you. So then what is the Kundalini yoga? Well, Kundalini yoga is particular in that it means Kundalini refers to awareness or consciousness. So everything we do in this yogic practice is with the intention of expanding our consciousness, our awareness. And that works a lot with the mind. It works a lot with the body. It works a lot with all aspects of ourselves, becoming aware, becoming waking up to our senses and paying attention, learning to pay attention to this physical body, to our thoughts, to how we move, how we relate, right? We start to have that filter of awareness in everything that we do. That's what awareness and consciousness starts to relate, how we can relate to that concept. So Kundalini yoga is yoga of awareness or consciousness. Now physically, how does Kundalini yoga look like as a practice when you physically come into a class or a program? What do we do exactly? Well, it is quite specific in some ways. We have a certain process of how we pull things together to do an actual Kundalini practice. But it's very diverse in that the content within that practice is vast. The teachings are vast. So every practice will have some exercise. We do these exercise sets, which we call kriya. They're very specific. They are not random. There's many kriyas, but we do a kriya. That brings everything, kind of gets into flow. It's the exercise portion that works with posture, works with breath, works with sound. Many different aspects and elements go into these kriyas. Then we bring you into a state of relaxation. You always have some form of relaxation, deep relaxation in your practice. This is very important because it's in that relaxed state and learning how to relax that the work of the exercise part really works more deeply. Okay? So we have exercise, very active exercise, different types of exercise in this form of kriya. Then we bring you into relaxation. That's when we often play gong or different things. It may be silent relaxation, but we try to give you that space to really learn to be relaxed. We learn how to relax. It sounds simple, but it's something to be experienced, isn't it? Then with the practice, the active practice, then your relaxation, then you're ready for meditation. And meditation is that work of the mind and the thought, starting to relate to the mind, starting to relate to the quality of your thoughts, starting to be able to step outside yourself and look, objectively at your mind and how it works. And that's the whole practice of meditation. And there's an energy about that. So we're starting to learn to focus with our mind, focus our thoughts. And this is very powerful, right? This is how you change your life. This is how you change your life for the better, is through the process of meditation. And some people, when you're starting out, can be a little bit intimidated by meditation, or you just can't sit still. This is okay. This is normal. So we do what we can. And the beauty of these practices in Kundalini is there's lots of ways to meditate. Some forms of meditation are very active, some are very still, some work a lot with breathing, some work a lot with movement, some work with sound, right? So very creative process. And so it's a really nice way. We have a lot of helpful tools to learn how to meditate. So if you're a beginner, please know, don't worry about that. You'll be able to come into these things very, very gently, very kindly, okay? So that's Kundalini Yoga. The next question, some of you may be asking, retreat. What is it? Why do we need to be in retreat, and what is this retreat idea about? Well, from my experience, retreat is one of the most important tools. And since I've been doing this practice over the last 20 years, it's in my own retreat experience when I started doing yoga, Kundalini Yoga, that I've really had the deepest, most profound experiences. It's where I had big shifts in my life for the better. And that's kind of why we're here. We're trying to be better and live better and feel better and love better, isn't it? We're going through challenging times, aren't we, in this world, the last couple of years especially. So retreat is a beautiful way of starting to give yourself, honor yourself. You have to commit to retreat, right? You have to make a decision to show up. But if you can, it's a great way to kind of step out of the day-to-day rhythm and everything that's going on and focus on yourself. And focus on yourself and allow that space. Just by giving yourself some time is when we can start to find more balance, find more awareness, experience more awareness. You know, we start to see things a little bit more clear. We have more clarity. We kind of get closer to the truth of things, right? So retreat is a very powerful thing. And the beauty of a retreat is that we usually do it in community. So you're there for your own experience. It's you working with you, but you have a neighbor, a friend. There's a like-minded community. We're all in practice together. So we are supported. You don't have to feel alone, and that energy builds. So it really helps us when we join together in a program like this. So that's what retreat is about. That's why I'm committed to retreat, and that's why I really encourage you to join if you can for this little program. Now, there's many different types of retreat, and our focus is on working on ourselves. But this is a very gentle retreat, I want to tell you, because I do run a lot of retreats. I have in the past, and it's a process, and it takes a commitment, and it runs. I usually run them anywhere from 2 to 7 days, and energy builds. So when you come into retreat, other retreats I've done, I don't allow people to come in and out usually, because I want you to commit to the full program. This retreat is different, and the reason for that is we want to work gently. And it'll be a gentle retreat, and you have options. You have options to just come in for the day. You can come in for 1 day. You can come in for 2 days. You can join us just for the evening program, and you can also sleep over. The ideal is to join and commit to the whole program. You show up Thursday night, early arrival, and we'll check out Saturday, late afternoon, and have an experience. And if you want to join any little part of that, but it does take a full day commitment, but you decide. But you can do that. And that the idea is, because we're just trying to set foundations. It's the first time myself as well. I've really been in a true retreat. I've been involved in a few training programs. We were in a retreat environment, but that's a little bit different. This is a dedicated program for everybody coming in, working on sort of the same theme and concept in a community retreat. Okay? So that's what that's about. So even if you're a beginner, don't worry, you'll be very supported, and it is a gentle program. We'll work at a nice pace, and we're there to support each other, okay? So that's the topic of retreat. Now, you may be asking as well, so what exactly are you going to be teaching about, and what is the content? What are we going to do in this retreat? Another good question. Well, because we are coming into retreat, a lot of us haven't been in group for a long time. This is going to be about setting foundations. And some of you joining will be experienced in Kundalini Yoga. You'll be regular practitioners. Some of you will be very beginners, and that's great. That's what we want. That's a great way to support each other. And what we're doing is we're setting foundations, because we all need to establish our foundations again. That's about getting grounded. It's about just revisiting the basics of practice. So each day, on the 2 full days, that's the first thing we'll open with, is just some review and some gentle practices to refresh ourselves or introduce for the first time some of the foundations of a practice, okay? We'll work with alignment, We'll work with some basics of breath and how to get this body and this mind in this form of when we're doing yoga, okay? With the objective of raising our awareness and our consciousness. Now, in addition to that, then the theme of the overall weekend, we've been working a lot in my other classes and things with this idea of nurturing peace and harmony, because peace is something that's so much on our minds these days, isn't it, with everything that's going on. So we're going to have that as the backdrop theme, and we're going to dive in deep with breath, which is one of the most foundational aspects or tools we work with in yoga and in Kundalini yoga. Breathing, conscious breathing, learning how to be with your breath, because there's an energy about the breath. And one conscious breath, learning how to breathe, can change your life. It changed mine. And so we're going to really practice with that and work with that. And that's something that we all start with, all ages, from very young, older. You know, we breathe in life. We come into this life with one breath. So we want to make it a conscious breath. We want to breathe, learn how to breathe fully and completely. So that's the focus of the content, the teaching part of the program this next weekend. On top of that, or within that, we also have a full moon. The Friday evening is the time of the full moon, and this means energies are a little bit different, a little bit more active. Full moon days are a great time for healing. It brings things up. We're gently active. So we're going to gather together in the evening to do a nice, some comfortable meditations. I'm going to be bringing the gong out. I have a gong here, which we often use with meditations, a very beautiful, powerful tool. I have a drum. I'll be doing a bit of drumming as long as the humidity works out. The drum needs to be very dry when you play it. But we're going to work with some of these sounds, okay? And that helps us relax, helps us kind of come together and come into that meditative place. So that's the evening program on Friday, with the energy of the full moon and doing some practices to honor the full moon. Another question is, what is sadhana? You'll see that in the outline that every morning on the Friday and the Saturday morning, we'll begin with the practice of sadhana. So sadhana, the word sadhana kind of means the discipline of a daily spiritual practice. So it's the things you do each day to nurture your spirit, nurture that inner part of yourself. In Kundalini yoga, sadhana means that we usually do those exercise sets. We do a nice, powerful, energetic exercise set. You have a nice relaxation, and you do a longer meditation. And the flow or the rhythm of a sadhana, especially early morning sadhana, is that it's not, in a public class, the facilitator, the teacher will talk more and coach you and guide you a little bit in all the processes, right? In a sadhana, there's less talk, because we usually do it early morning, and it's meant to be very still and allow you the space to just listen within yourself, and you go into sort of that deeper space. So it's very peaceful, very calming, a more meditative time of day. And so the best time to do sadhana, to do your personal practice, is early morning before dawn. And that's not unique to Kundalini yoga. We're here in Thailand, and the monks are out early, and a lot of meditation's done in those early hours, right? It's the best time to meditate. So that's what sadhana is about. And if you're not feeling ready to do sadhana, that's okay. You can opt out of it. But it's highly recommended. And just because you show up doesn't mean you have to, it's not about performing. It's just, you can show up and just do what you can. You come in and you just do what you can. You rest when you need to. And but you could definitely have an experience of that if you'd like to. You'd be welcome. Another question is about where is the venue, and where is this program being held? So this is a new relationship with Echo Hotel, and very happy to meet them. And they're a sort of a university facility. They're affiliated with Thammasat University, and so it is an event type of hotel. So they have big conference rooms and nice accommodations, comfortable accommodations. It's a lot of green space. There's a lake nearby. They have bicycles, walking paths, that kind of thing. They have a beautiful swimmable pool, very beautiful pool. And the word echo, right? There's something in their mission that is about ecology and the environment, which is nice to align with what we're doing in yoga. So I'm very happy to be visiting Echo Hotel for this program, and I hope it's the beginning of more programs there. But I feel the reason I chose that place is it has all the elements that we need. It's comfortable. It's close to Bangkok. It's easy to access, right? Some people were asking me, why would you choose to do a retreat or meditation or yoga program, in Pattaya? And I just say, why not? You know, Pattaya and the community there can benefit from Kundalini yoga as much as anywhere else, if not more so. So that's why it's that location. But for me, I was inspired by the accessibility. You know, travel has become challenging now over the past years, so I wanted a place that you could get to by public transport. It's easy to drive to, and you don't need a big flight to get there. Okay, so thank you, Echo Hotel. The last thing is that, just to remind you of the schedule, you'll see the details in the registration form, but there's lots of options when you register. Again, you can, hopefully, if you can dive in, you're going to take the whole program. You'll arrive Thursday evening. We'll check out Saturday afternoon. But you can also just show up for a day. You can also choose to do one day and one night. You can also just come out for that evening full moon experience if you'd like. But you do need to commit by Wednesday, because I need to have, some people were asking, can I just show up for the full moon and then see if I want to join the next day? Not really, because we have to help the hotel with preparations and meals and things like that, right? So I have to close registration on next Wednesday. So if you have more questions about that or things that you'd like me to help you talk through, please arrange a call. We can do that, and I'll do my best to serve you with that, okay? And you can also email me. If you want to write me, you can email me your questions. And I think that's everything. I hope that answers your questions. I tried to address some of the main issues. And just my invitation. It's been a long time since I've been in retreat. I think this will be a very nice weekend. It's a way for us to get grounded, to reconnect. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really looking forward to holding that space with you if you can join. Please know you'll be well supported if you'd like to commit and sign up. Okay? Thank you so much. I hope wherever you are today that you're well, and we'll hope to see you soon. We'll hope to see you soon. Many blessings. Many blessings.